we are having turkey Manhattans. When we had Thanksgiving, we left the very next day and went to Branson, Missouri. And so all our Thanksgiving leftovers were sent out with everyone else except for the turkey, and we put some turkey in the freezer knowing that we could use it later. So today I'm pulling out a bag of frozen turkey from my freezer. I'm gonna make turkey Manhattans. Now, remember, I've been telling you that I'm using things from my freezer, from my pantry, refrigerator, that kind of thing, trying to work through what I have. Well, this meal is going to use components from my freezer with the turkey and then from my pantry for my sides. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to make these turkey Manhattans. Say hi, friends.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. Okay, here is the turkey that I have.
Turkey.
It's about well, this is a gallon Ziploc bag, so I'd say this is probably about 2 cups or so, maybe 3 of delicious turkey. I brined this. This was some that was left from our Thanksgiving turkey, so I'm going to be using this. And then I'm going to simmer the turkey in this home-style gravy. And for a side, I'm going to make some stovetop stuffing. And I think I'm going to cook up some green beans. So that is going to be our dinner tonight. I'm going to show you. Oh, I'm going to make some mashed potatoes too. Yeah, definitely going to make mashed potatoes. All right, gravy going in the pan. Turkey going in the pan. And we will just let this start heating up for our delicious Manhattans. I'm gonna season this up here. I'm gonna get out my sage and we'll see what else. Black pepper for sure. We'll see what else as we go along. Okay, I'm gonna go in here with some seasonings. I'm gonna use this sage first. Not a lot, but it'll definitely be good with this. Wow. So probably about 1/4 teaspoon. Some garlic powder. What, Courage? What? Some black pepper. And some parsley. All right, let's get this to simmering. I was looking at the back of this box and it gives some really good ideas here for things that you can make with your leftover turkey. And this one, I have everything for it. It's basically a jar of gravy, which I just used, turkey. You top it with a box of this stuffing, and then you just put some frozen veggies in there. And it's called, here we go. It's called Easy Turkey Pot Pie. So that would have been yummy too. Always a good idea to look on the back of your boxes for recipes. That's true. I think a stovetop stuffing or any type of stuffing like this is an underrated side. It cooks up so quickly. It's one of the quickest sides that you can put on your table and just delicious. I grew up with stovetop stuffing as a side pretty often, and honestly, I don't make it very often. I guess I forget about it, I'm not sure, but lately I have been, and we have really been enjoying it. So I like to use broth instead of water. That way it just gives it a little extra seasoning. And I shared this in the last video too when I made the little dressing balls, which is just a fun way to kind of dress these up and elevate them a little bit. But you can add fresh diced onion to this or celery, just kind of takes it up a notch. But this is just the box stuffing mix as it is tonight as a delicious side with this dinner. Now it's time to assemble our Manhattan. So you use 2 slices of bread in case you're unfamiliar with a Manhattan. It's usually turkey or roast beef in the middle, and then you slice it on a diagonal, put mashed potatoes in the middle, and cover it all in gravy. Well, since I simmered my turkey with my gravy, mine's going to look a little bit different. But so I've put my turkey and gravy in the middle, getting it cut here. I'm going to put my mashed potatoes in the middle, and then I'll just put the same, gravy and turkey that's been simmering together over the top. Leave me a comment down below if you love Manhattans or if you make Manhattans. I'd be curious to know. this meal was so delicious. It was a comfort food meal, of course. You can tell by that. It was like having Thanksgiving just in a different way. We loved it so much. Very delicious. On this particular night, I was so happy to be able to host the ladies from church for a night of fellowship and fun. Here is what we had to eat all out here on the island. I'm going to tell you about this meal. It was very easy to put together. That's the thing when you're hosting. Just choose something that's easier. It's less stressful when you do. So I'm going to show you. These are like my little COPYCAT Chick-fil-A chicken minis. These cranberry white chocolate chip cookies. I made a yummy soup and a salad that was delicious. I'm going to show you the salad, especially here. I'm going to give you the details of that. It was very delicious. Let's talk about this really delicious salad. This is called a chicken Caesar pasta salad, and this is new to me. I just thought this sounded so good, and I'm here to tell you it did not disappoint. I will be making this one, and I'll be making it often. It was so good. Everyone really enjoyed it as well. So, as a Caesar salad always starts off with romaine, I ended up using 2 of these. I just have them the pieces all cut up to just, bite-sized little squares. And I'm just going to add those to my bowl as my base. Then on top of that, I'm going to add in the pasta portion. So back on my stovetop, I have cooked about a half a box of rotini pasta. I have drained that and let that cool completely. You do not want that warm at all when it goes into this salad. So into my bowl of romaine goes my pasta. And then also for my chicken portion, I have pre-cooked my chicken. It was a boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I actually just cooked that on the stovetop with some Italian dressing. I just thought that would be a really good flavor to put in there, and it was. And then I'm just going to come in with my Caesar dressing. I ended up using, I'd say, about a half a bottle in total. This is totally your preference on how you want it. You don't want it too dry. You don't want it too wet. About a half a bottle was about the right amount for me. Once I kind of get this incorporated, then you come in with the other fun part of a Caesar salad, and that's the croutons and the Parmesan cheese. Both very necessary ingredients for a Caesar salad. As I said, this was so delicious. I put some fresh black pepper on the top. I could have just had a meal of just this, but everything else was really yummy too, and I'm going to tell you about that as well.
Let the anthem rise up, let the song ring out, let the ground now tremble as we raise a shout.
I used my brand new Dutch oven that I got for Christmas from my son Riley and his wife Hope. And I made a pot of chicken velvet soup. This soup is so delicious. I have not showed it on my channel before, but I will soon because it is so good. It's always a hit, so I'm going to show that soon. Of course, I showed you the salad there, and then this is my version of Chick-fil-A's chicken minis. These are just yeast rolls that I made, and I am using my favorite, the best chicken. I buy it from Costco, frozen in a bag. It tastes so much like Chick-fil-A. I know other people say other things do. Trust me, this one really tastes like Chick-fil-A. I'm going to have to show you. I've showed it before. I'll show you again what kind it is. I made these cranberry white chocolate chip cookies, some fresh fruit, some fruit water. We had such a wonderful time together. Everything was delicious, and we just enjoyed each other's company so much. We had gone a good long while without sausage gravy and biscuits for dinner. Do you like to have breakfast for dinner? We do. It's just one of our favorites, and so I don't like to go too long without it, and it had been a good long while. So just making up some sausage gravy here. Yes, I'm stirring with the wrong utensil again, but my whisk was in the dishwasher, so just do what you gotta do. I am making sausage gravy and homemade biscuits, both of which I've shown on my channel plenty of times, but this is your friendly reminder. Put breakfast for dinner on the menu if you haven't in a while, like us. I love making these homemade biscuits. I went my whole life until a few years ago without really making homemade biscuits much at all. But when I found this recipe, actually Fallon on Mom's Family TV is who I saw make these. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give these a try. And I've been making them this way ever since. I also love the Great Value frozen biscuits that you just bake in your oven. Those are perfect as well, just as close to homemade as you can get. Um, but these are so easy. So you just use 6 tablespoons of butter, cut it up into small pieces, 2 cups of flour, and 1 cup of milk. Calls for buttermilk. I never have buttermilk, nor do I usually make it with lemon juice or vinegar or whatever those little tricks are. I just use regular milk, and they are delicious every time. So making this up here, like I said, you've seen this here before, nothing new. But in case you haven't made gravy and biscuits for dinner in a while, get on it. So good.
Lift up your voice and sing. Lift up.
These biscuits are not a rollout type of biscuit. You just pinch it off and kind of roll it up in your hand. So I always put some flour on the side so I can sort of get my hands from being so sticky with this dough. You just kind of dip them in the flour or sprinkle it on the top, pinch off, and kind of roll it up to the size biscuits you want. This is about the size I go for every time. You just kind of pat it out once you get it on your biscuit. Just keep on rolling till you get your pan full.
From the north to the south, let it rise and ring out. Oh, lift up your voice and sing. Yeah, lift up a shout of praise.
I fried up some bacon and some eggs, and this was just a yummy country breakfast for dinner. Always hits the spot. Well, it looks like somebody around here was in the mood for some comfort food. This is a big old pot of chicken and dumplings cooking on the stove top. I've made this before on here, but I'm going to show you again how quick and easy this recipe really is. So to your mixing bowl, you need to just add 2 cups of flour. Self-rising flour is what I use, and 3 tablespoons of shortening. And I'm not even measuring with a real measure. I'm just scooping it out with a tablespoon. Trust me, it's fine. And a pinch of salt. Those are your ingredients for the dumplings. And then you just want to add in milk enough to get this all combined, but not too wet to where it just slips off the spoon or fork, or in my case I use a cookie scoop. You want it to be a little thicker than that. I'll show you here. There's not a precise measurement for the milk. It just depends on how it feels at the time. So I mix a little bit and add in milk, mix a little bit and add in milk until I get it to the right consistency. Meanwhile, I have my kettle here full of hot boiling broth, and I have chicken in there. So this was chicken left from when I had cooked up chicken earlier in the week. I just made some extra. So I've got just a big old pot of chicken broth here. And you can see here as this dumpling dough comes off of this cookie scoop that it's not falling right off. It's a little thicker than that, but yet it's not super thick as well. So you just kind of have to, I don't know, you just kind of have to, try your hand at it, and they're not going to be wrong necessarily, probably either way. It's just going to change the consistency, the density, that type of thing of the dumplings. So I have just added those in to my big kettle of broth. And then I just kind of let them cook and be real gentle when I'm moving them about, just to make sure that I'm not obliterating the dumplings, especially when they're first in there. They need to cook for a little bit to kind of firm up. But you just kind of want to move them around just a little bit, make sure everything's getting even heat and cook time in the broth there. And then I just go in and add a little bit of parsley, some fresh black pepper on the top of as well. And then I just reduce the heat down and let these cook. Some people say to cover theirs. I never do. I just let them cook away here after I've reduced the heat, and you just want them to be done on the inside. Nothing like a big old bowl of chicken and dumplings to warm your heart and soul. I love these recipes and meals like this that have been around for generations, stood the test of time, just easy comfort food. This was our plate this night with just some mashed potatoes and green beans. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every time you stop by my channel. Be sure to check out the dessert video that I posted earlier this week. It's a really good one, and I'll see you all the next time.